guys, it's me, and today I'm going to be starting with makeup basics. So today is, I already have foundation on. If you want a fuller coverage, you need to stipple with the fullest brush you have. This is the e.l.f. Powder brush. You can get these at Target actually for $3. So you can see how dense it is. You just put the foundation on the back of your hand, warm it up, and you just stipple it on to get a fuller coverage. Otherwise, if you need less coverage, you can just swirl it in. So obviously once you put on a base or a foundation, it's going to make you all one color and flat, and it kind of takes away the dimensions of your face. So contouring will bring all that back, as well as define your features. So I'm going to be using the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder in the color Sunny. This is really popular, especially in YouTube. So you see I've already hit pan on that, and that's what that looks like. The brush I'm going to be using is called the Real Techniques Contour Brush. So it's just a small domed brush. e.l.f. offers a lot of these things pretty inexpensive. Everything I'm using today is drugstore, so it's not expensive at all. So I'm just going to get some of that on my brush, swirl it in there, tap it, and blow it. And I'm going to start up here at my temples, so I'll be looking in the mirror. You just want to sweep that right here over your eyebrow. Now you can already see the difference. Contoured, not contoured. So you can see where the light would have hit my face and made this a little darker. So now, as I do this side, you're going to see that they're now even. And that's going to look dark because of my lighting, but we're going to blend that later. Normally, if you really want to contour your nose, you can use a smaller brush. I'm not too picky about my nose, so I just use this same brush. And from where your eyebrow begins, you're going to bring it down the side of your nose. I don't know if you can see the difference here yet or not. Okay. And to make it flow, take it underneath. And again, we're going to be blending that. So that's going to bring the definition of your nose back. Cheekbones are important. You want to make sure you don't go further than your eyebrow right here. So you're going to make a fish face. And where you see that line is where we're going to be following, kind of drawing a line and blending at the same time. Some people like to make a 3 because you're going to start at temple, cheekbone, chin, so you could also, you know, go down. But I choose to do it this way. It just, I like it better. Probably going to do this a little darker than I normally would, just so you can see. So I'm going to do the other side. So now if you see when I turn my face, you can see the curve of my cheekbone where you really can't on this side. I'm going to make it darker because I want you to be able to see the difference. So you see I'm stopping here about where my eyebrow is. So if I were to draw a triangle up into my hairline, always drag it into your hairline. You don't want a sharp line, which is why even though you're doing this and rubbing it back and forth, you have to blend. I look like an idiot, sorry. And again, if you want to do a 3, you can do that. So now I don't know if you can really tell the difference, but it thins out my face, it brings out my cheekbones. I don't really have a double chin, but I guess I kind of feel like I do. So then I'm going to take it from behind my ear, underneath my chin, like so, up to the other ear. Keep blending it in. So we're done with that. Just going to take the e.l.f. complexion brush, also $3, also usually available at Target, and just kind of swirl that stuff in so we don't have harsh lines, especially where we drew those lines on our cheek. Especially on the chin, just go in circular motions but drag down your neck, because you don't want it to look like your neck is dirty. And I even go on the back of my neck because then I don't want it to look like the front of my neck is dirty or a different color. So and what this does is okay, my face isn't fat, but the fat of my cheeks are here. Cheekbones are here. So if I'm going right below the fat of my cheeks and darkening this, it's going to make it look a little more sunken in, so I have more defined cheekbones. And the way that the contour and the blush and the highlight work is kind of a layer thing. So I'm going to show you first the basics of just bronzer. That is a bronzer. What we use to contour. It's matte. It's very important that this is matte because you want it to look like your natural skin where you're contouring your face. The regular bronzers are shimmery. This one's broken, the lid is broken, but this is an e.l.f. one, $1 at Target. And the color that I use is Sunkissed. So you can see it's way lighter than the other one. I'll show you them together. Well, they look darker, but I assure you it's lighter. So, I'm going to use a Whisper blush brush. I don't know who made this, but if you look, it's a lot less dense and more flexible. So I just swirl it around in there. This is what brings the light to your face. This is where, if you were on the beach and getting a tan, you would want to brighten up the face where you think the sun would hit. So obviously your forehead, and we're just going to swirl that in. Down the bridge of your nose, and from the cheeks to your nose on either side. Get a little bit more, and obviously your chin. So then, bring it down, always. So again, in my light, it might suck and you might not be able to see. Just lightly dust all that on. And then, sorry, the dogs are wrestling. We have our contour, which shapes our face. Our regular bronzer, which brightens our face. And then we're going to do our blush. And this is in the shade Warm. It's called the Happy Booster Blush by Physicians Formula. It looks like this. Little hearts in it. And it smells really good. Another brush is the e.l.f. blush brush, $3. If you can't find these things in your Target, you can go to eyeslipsface.com. Everything is about this cheap. So I'm going to get some of that blush on there. I'm going to wear it a little heavy so that you can see. Then going on the round part, or the fatty apple of your cheek, you're going to swirl and drag back into the hairline. Back. So, do the same on the other side. Can you see the dogs on the bed that they're not supposed to be in? Because I can. And he's like right here by my elbow. So, contour, blush, highlight will go above it. So you can see where my cheeks are pink. And I'm going to take that blending brush again and just take it down until it's the color that I want. Some people like more blush, some people don't. But we want to make sure there's no lines. We want it to blend in with our highlight and blend in with our bronzer that we just applied. So again, I'm just going around with everything and blending. So you can see the difference in my face now. If you rewound this video, you'd see the major difference. Let me choose a brush here to show you. No, I don't want that brush. Yeah, there we go. Wipe it off. Contour. I mean, not contour, highlight. Any light, shimmery color will work. It's going to be, again, where the sun would hit your face, but it's going to pull up the parts of your face that you want to be more pronounced. So they always say to put the highlight on the brow bone because your brow bone sticks out further. So it's going to bring more attention to your eyebrows and lift up, make it look like your eyebrows are more lifted. Same with cheekbones, same with your nose, all that. So I'm going to use e.l.f. and I said I'm using all this because it's inexpensive and you guys can readily get it. It's called Gotta Glow. So you can see, it's best to not use something with a bunch of glitter. Looks like this. So I'm going to use this little Bare Minerals brush, any kind of small brush you have. Blow it off, bring it down the bridge of my nose, blend it in, right where the sun would hit. Some people like to put it here. Make sure it's blended on your forehead and down the nose. Cupid's bow, it's also going to make your lips look fuller if you put it right there. And then right here, above that blush, we're going to apply it. And it's going to pull up our cheekbones. So in this light, it's going to be kind of hard to see. But now when I'm out in regular light, and I turn my head, you're going to see that cheekbone first. So see how it makes my cheekbones look higher? Because then we have that darker, which makes them more pronounced. Then the blush, then the highlight. So it's giving me dimension back to my face. It's giving me color and all that. So I hope this helps. Practice and make sure you're always blending everything. So I'll be back with probably the basics of eyeshadow.